So a couple of weeks ago, we made a video about the future of Skyblock and, spoiler alert, and instead, they disabled the Colosseum and then moved things around the hub for basically no reason. And now, there's rumors that Miniklu no longer wants to work on Slayers V2 and the update is cancelled, much to the dismay of the people with no friends who say Slayers are somehow more fun than dungeons. So, whatever. I guess that's not happening anymore. Aside from the obvious Floor 5 release, what is the next update to Skyblock? For the first theory, we have to look back into some of the older patch, specifically the Park update, where a second tier of foraging islands is mentioned. How such a thing would come into play, I honestly don't know. You can't just magically add new wood to Minecraft unless you go down the Windcraft route of adding custom trees to cut down, but that doesn't really seem to be the Skyblock way of doing things. All I can think of is thicker trees and stronger axes, unless the Tree Capitator update being the answer to Foraging V2 as the upgraded way of grinding. Another long-rumored update is the Abyss update. I'm not entirely sure where these rumors started, they just kinda appeared one day after Jayavarman briefly mentioned an Abyss coming out next year, next to Diver's armor in a completely random balancing thread. As if that kinda information isn't earth-shattering in the community that barely gets 3 words out of the admins every month. Also, the sponge set will apparently need context to shine, and if the Reaper scythe is anything to go by then, it absolutely will not shine. Ever. In any situation. Anyway, the clear and obvious theme here is
under the water
based on the mentioned items and names. Is this just a fancy way of saying a fishing update, or we are literally going underwater to fight like squids and guardians because those are the only enemies in the game that can actually swim in 1.8.9? I don't know what they are planning to do, why they announced it so early, and if they will actually deliver it on time, but my best guess is probably not. A new thing introduced in the latest patch is the Community Center. If you break the blocks on the store looking thing here, you can see a teleport pad and then some guy no-clipped to show a large room that I assume to be an election room, as some upcoming elections are mentioned. I don't know what this means, if this is a player activity or what, but if I had to vote one person for mayor, it would absolutely be the wheat minion in the hub who's been working non-stop for over a year at this point. He deserves some recognition, regardless of what the next update might actually be, because I am honestly clueless. I think it highlights a major issue of transparency in the community. Nobody really knows what the admins are planning or when, and then suddenly you log in and there's 6 Auction Masters and Plumber Joe is now living where the bazaar used to be. It would be nice to at least know in advance when an update is going to drop for maintenance, and maybe at least some sort of update as to what is happening. I'm not a games designer, community manager, or anything of the sort, but if I were, I absolutely wouldn't leave my community in the dark about everything. Another issue is how much the admins overpromised in the early days in Skyblock, and that is too late to go back on. But there is really no reason to pretend that everything is still on track, as the ridiculous sudden updates cause very large swings in price for items and cost people a lot of money. But yeah, that's about it. Skyblock content is getting increasingly difficult to make daily, so if you want to see coverage of anything else on Hypixel or even the broader Minecraft community, then leave a comment and I'll see what kind of things get the most interest. See ya, have a nice day.